There's one thing that makes a difference between someone who is successful and someone who struggles with dropshipping in 2025, and it's how they're using AI. Look, right now most dropshippers are still doing everything manually, searching for products, creating images, building stores from scratch. They're basically creating jobs for themselves instead of businesses. Meanwhile, the people who are crushing it have completely flipped the script. They're not working harder, they're letting AI do the heavy lifting. These AI tools aren't just saving time, they're giving you capabilities that used to require entire teams. It's like having developers, designers, copywriters, customer service reps all working for you simultaneously, never getting tired and making better decisions than you could on your own. Now, I've been in the e-commerce space since I was broke in college, and what I'm seeing right now with AI and dropshipping reminds me exactly of what happened with Shopify back in 2017, 2018. The people who jumped in early had this massive advantage before everyone else caught on. And what makes this merge of AI and dropshipping so powerful is that it completely transforms the entire business model, not just one single part of it. Now let me show you why AI dropshipping in 2025 is so different from what people were doing even a year ago. Think about everything that it used to take to run a successful dropshipping business. Building a professional store required design skills or expensive developers. Creating marketing materials meant hiring photographers and copywriters. Customer service required constant attention or hiring virtual assistants. AI has changed all of that. Now, as of like the past week, you just open up ChatGPT 4.0 and get absolutely mind-blowing images instantly. I've been testing this update nonstop since it came out, and honestly, I don't even know what to say. These images literally look professional enough to use in any multi-million-dollar brand. Now, if you're a graphic designer, photographer, even a UGC creator, I'm kind of scared for you. Honestly, AI is getting so ridiculously good, so ridiculously fast. And you can just look at this image right here. I made this with AI in 30 seconds, not Photoshop, not hiring someone, just typing what I wanted. That's literally it. And before this, we all had the same options. One, use those supplier photos with the weird backgrounds. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Two, order samples and try to take decent pictures with whatever lighting that you have. And three, pay some photographer hundreds when you're not even sure if the product's gonna sell. Now we can create actual product grade marketing images with just a few prompts that take less than 2 minutes to write. So let me walk you through exactly how I'm doing this and how you can replicate it and do exactly what I'm doing. So all you have to do is go to ChatGPT 4.0 and you can see that we have the create image button here. So what I've done is I've created these copy and paste commands that you guys can give to ChatGPT to create some really nice mockups. And I'll leave the copy paste prompts in the description. So what I'm asking is, act as my professional product photographer, create a professional product photograph of this is where you insert your product with the following specifications, insert any details, so mention any specific details to highlight. So I already did an example of this, and for the example, I even gave it some direction, and then I added the crochet kit, beginner-friendly mockup, and this is what it came up with. Guys, look at how crazy this looks. It's so clean, and I can basically command it to do essentially whatever I want. So the next prompt that you guys can use is this one, where I said create a lifestyle photograph showing a demographic, whoever using your product in a blank setting. So these are all things that you can fill in, and I've already done this on the example, and you guys can see I put normal bedroom, warm, relaxed, soft evening, light blue color palette, in a bedroom, a lady using the crochet kit. Guys, this isn't even a real person. This is literally AI. And look at how good this looks. This looks so realistic, and you can actually fine tune this as well. And I did this with a simple copy and paste text prompt. I'm gonna show you the next one that you guys can use as well. And then the next one that you guys can use is this close-up photograph of your product. And then this is what it spat out to me. That looks so clean, so realistic. It looks like this was shot with an 8K camera. And then the next one, I just wanted to get a promotional banner, and I kind of messed up, but I refined it a bit more, and look at that. And then for the UGC, I just said, make a realistic lifestyle image like these examples. And I wanted to go less polished, more realistic. White Caucasian, pregnant woman with blue eyes, blonde hair, no glasses. Someone tell me that doesn't look real. I wouldn't be able to tell the difference, honestly. And this just rolled out like a few days ago. Imagine what it's gonna be like in the next months, years. Look at how good this is. And I can just change it however I want by simply commanding ChatGPT. So I could literally take any AliExpress link or any product image, and I said, I want this product to be showcased within this image with the crochet piece, it will do that. So using the text prompts that I am going to leave in the description, all you have to do is fill in your details about your specific product, and then you'll get complete set of professional images that are ready to use for your store. And I've set up these 3 strategically so you guys can use them for, as I mentioned, like lifestyle. You have the white background, and then you have the product image close up. So we have these amazing product images, but here's where I actually see so many people completely drop the ball. So they spend all this time and money getting really nice images, but then they put it on a store that looks terrible. Now, the thing is, people aren't stupid. Pretty much everyone nowadays knows what dropshipping is. And I learned this the hard way after burning through thousands in ad spend. So if your store looks sketchy, you're just essentially throwing money out the window. Think about it like dating. You can have an amazing personality, but if you show up looking like you just rolled out of bed, you're not going to get that second date. First impression matters, and your store is that first date with potential customers. The Gadget Store Plus, the Super Kitchen Tools. Now, these generic names, they instantly signal to customers that you're not a real brand and they should not trust you with their credit card. Let me show you how to very easily solve this problem. So what I like to do is use this website right here, Design, and it's gonna help essentially mock up designs. What I like to use is this AI business name generator. So you can literally just put in whatever you're selling, crochet kits for beginners, crocheting activity, and then we'll have it generate some brand names, and then we can kind of play around with it with styles. So let's just do like creative style and update. And then as you can see, it also comes up with logos that we can use. So I like to kind of toggle between and see if I can find something that would be of interest. Yarnhaven's pretty good actually. So let's just say I wanted to run this brand name. First thing that you definitely want to do is check to see if that domain name is even available. So websites, domains, and then I'll just type in Yarnhaven because we do want that .com to be available in order to build out the brand itself. So Yarnshaven is available. Let's say this was the logo that I want to go with, and I just go hit download, and then it would also be advised to get the .com domain so that you have the .com and you have a custom domain instead of the .myshopify.com. So you get that, and then this kind of just really helps streamline the process of coming up with a brandable name, 2, to get that logo sorted out so that you have like a professional presence, and then 3, getting that domain so you have the custom domain with mainly the .com, which will make your brand look a lot more professional. And I learned really quickly that having a real brand identity isn't some optional extra anymore. It's the difference between a store that converts at 1% and one that converts at 3 to 4%. And in this business, that difference is massive. Like we're talking tens of thousands of even hundreds of thousands of dollars down the line. All right, now that we have a solid brand name, a .com domain, a logo, and then those professional images that we created earlier, let's put this all together in a store that actually makes people want to buy, that looks all nice and fancy. And look, when I first started dropshipping, I'll be honest, this was the most painful part of the whole process. I remember literally spending weeks trying to get my first store to look halfway decent. Now we have AI tools that literally do everything for us. So let me show you exactly how this works. Yeah, all you have to do is go to the first link in the description and it'll be build your store. And this is essentially an AI store builder that will build you a free custom store within 2 minutes. And all you have to do is put your name, your email, password, and then after that, it's going to prompt you to selecting a niche, depending on what you plan to sell. If you're going to sell pet products, select pets. If you're going to sell fashion products, press fashion and accessories, kitchen, so on and so forth. And then after that, you select some banners, which don't really matter because you can change them afterwards. Now, after you've done all that, 2 or 3 minutes later, you're going to have a store that looks really nice, a really nice theme. So for this one, I did fashion and apparel, and you can see like it's a really nice base. These are the images that I selected, which don't really matter. You can just change them up later. Now, if we go to the product pages, it's even better. So these are the product pages. You have the nice variants, you have the buy now quantity breaks, and then you scroll down and you have the us versus them, why to choose us, flash sale, all these things that are interchangeable, things that you can easily edit. This is what it looks like on mobile. It looks actually like a lot nicer on mobile. And You have the home page. So it is going to input products in there, but I don't actually recommend that you sell any of those products because they're just somewhat generic products, which, I mean, you don't want to be selling those products. So the way that you import your own product into here is actually pretty simple. All right, so to get any product that you want onto this store, all you really have to do is take the AliExpress link. Let's say you want to sell this crochet product right here. You take that link, you go to AutoDS, and then you add a product, add single product, and then you just copy and paste and then publish a store. And that's pretty much. All right, so as you can see here, it has been imported onto the product dashboard. So it's going to be in your products. Now keep in mind, it's going to be populated with the default info. So the description, the title, or the name of the product, you can all change this. Of course, the price as well. But the main thing is that the SKUs are linked up on the back end with AutoDS. So let's just say you get an order. All you have to do is go to the orders dashboard, make sure that you have credits in the account, and then it'll automatically fulfill every order for you so that you're not going in and literally putting the customer's information each and every time. So it just kind of streamlines the process. So we got the SKUs linked up. You can make any changes here, and that's going to reflect on your actual website that you imported with AI. Yeah, so you can see this is the product that has been imported. Of course, I haven't made any changes to the contents, so the price is going to be there. But yeah, you can see it looks pretty good off the bat, and it's just really a matter of changing the copy, which is not hard at all. But the main thing is that you have this really good base to work off of, and it's just a matter of you editing. So all the back end, the privacy policy, the quick links, the jargon that takes a lot of time and that's really tedious is already preset so that you can get this thing kickstarted as soon as possible. And then what's the cool part is I can take all of my images right here, literally download them from ChatGPT, and I can input them as the images for my website. And then from here, you could also give ChatGPT content or the info about your product and say, hey, I'm selling these crochet kits. You can give it the listing of the crochet kit listing itself. Where is it? Right here. And then tell it to come up with text copy that's going to fit perfectly for your product page in your description. And then here you can see it's literally just a matter of me dragging and dropping the images. If I can just rearrange them, I'll put this one number 1, this one number 2, bam. I'll even add some of these in here. And then so long as I find my crochet kit listing, you'll see that the images are now here. And you guys can see how clean this looks. I literally just went from ChatGPT, I downloaded these images and then threw them into the product page, and it's reflected here. And of course, you know, I didn't change any of the copy, so the pricing as well, but I think you guys get the point. Of course, these are the banners. I shouldn't have added them in there, but we got this one that looks really clean. We have these two lifestyle that we can add in, probably the description. So we have our AI powered store with professional images and automated fulfillment. But the big question is, how do we turn this into a consistent money making machine where everything that we just built actually starts to pay off? And let me show you exactly how I'd implement this using a real example. And we can take this beginner crochet kit that I've been using in this demonstration, for example, and I'm going to walk you through exactly how I'd scale this from $100 a day to $500 a day up to $1,000 plus per day. And let me show you what a realistic timeline actually looks like. So we have days 1 through 3, and this is going to be your store launch and your first ad. So this is your foundation phase where thing that we just built starts to come together. So firstly, you want to get your store live with all those AI generated images that we created. You want to start using these images as your static ads right away for paid advertising, or you can create brand new variations off of what we just did. I personally recommend creating some sort of video ads as well for better performance, and that's, you know, a whole nother video that I'll dedicate by itself because it's a lot. You want to let AI generate all your product descriptions and your store copy. I mentioned that earlier, and that's going to save you so much time. And then you want to launch your initial ad campaign at anywhere from $50 to $100 a day to start gathering that initial data. And a lot of people will get discouraged throughout this process, but don't expect sales right away. We're really just gathering data at this stage so that we can optimize as we go. So you can kind of see it as like an investment. Now, days 4 through 7, this is going to be the optimization. This is where most people get impatient and they end up quitting, but it's actually where the magic really starts to happen. So what you want to do is look at which ad creatives are actually getting attention. Cut anything that is not performing and double down on what is working. What I like to do is I like to kill anything that's not at least break even by that day 5. And the key here is to be really ruthless about what's working and what's not. 2 is when you want to start working on your upsells and your offer optimization. So this is where the real money starts to come in. So you can use AI to create complementary product images, similar to how we did with ChatGPT. Find another product and then mock up some more product images. And you want to think about what else your customers might want. Or what I like to do is use competitors, see what their best sellers are, and then you can go ahead and test them through like a post-purchase upsell so that you're not running direct ads or having to invest into it, but you're using your existing traffic. What's happening here is you are maximizing the value of every single visitor that's coming onto your website. So instead of them just buying one thing for $30, they're buying a bundle for $50 or adding an upsell for $15 more. And this is the point where most of my students or people that I work with hit their first $100 to $200 day. Now, if you're not at $100 a day or $200 a day by the end of this week, you honestly probably need a new product, because if you're already exhausted this much budget running anywhere from $50 to $100 a day, then it's probably not going to work. 3 through 4, this is where you scale to $1,000 plus per day. This is where things are going to get the most exciting. Now, once you know what is working, it's time to literally pour gas on that fire. So you want to be focusing on creating multiple variations of your winning ad creatives. So test different hooks, different angles, and add storytelling approaches based on those initial winners. You also want to be doubling down on the creatives with the best performance metrics and start increasing budgets by 20 to 25% every 3 days if that campaign remains profitable. And this is when you start pushing from $100 a day towards $500 a day and $1,000 a day and beyond. So your ability to iterate and improve on those winning ad creatives is what's going to separate people who hit $100 a day from those who scale to $1,000 plus per day. All right, I know that was a lot, but if you guys want to see the entire process in action, I actually documented myself testing a brand new product from scratch using these AI tools right here, so you guys can go and check it out. Now, what makes this approach so powerful is that it completely transforms the traditional model. You are no longer competing on who can work the hardest. You're competing on who can leverage AI the most effectively. And right now, that window of opportunity is completely wide open. The people who master these tools will have that massive advantage before everyone else catches on. Now, all the tools and prompts that I just mentioned are going to be linked in the description. If you guys found this video helpful, hit that like button. It helps show this to people that need it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.